Oh, really?
They're going to do it around the warehouse.
How far is it?
3.1 miles.
Alright, how's everybody doing? It's been about a week since we put out our last video, and so I thought I should do an update. It is October 19th of 2020, a Monday, and I wanted to show you how our yard's doing. Most of it's still surviving. A lot of the stuff that we've taken out has come out because we are just trying to alleviate the stress in some areas. For example, like with the pepper plants, as they come along, here's one right here. This one is a full Jew jalapeno, no more flowers, no more pods on here. So I mean, it's still live and it could still push if we had better weather coming up, but it looks like this next Thursday is like our second drop. So we're already dropped down into the high 30s, low 40s at night, and about the mid 60s to, if we're lucky, low 70s in the daytime. So that's about the average temperatures. We've had a lot of construction, so it's been hard to do videos out in the yard. But what we do is we'll pull this up just a little bit and we'll clip down into the dirt to kind of get the major stalk of it, because we bury the stems a little bit too when we started each year. And then we'll pull that up, strip down all the leafage, and then we put it into here, and then we put the sticks into there. We usually don't save a lot of the sticks. They don't break down fast enough, and we have so much of them. Some of them will eventually end up in our mulch. Here's where Kiddo harvested some carrots. Let me see if... It was a weak carrot haul this year, but still fun to grow. We'll give it a better shot next year. I think this is our worst year of carrots so far. Our container was a little bit crowded, so they didn't really grow that well, but there was the carrots. We still got sweet potatoes in the back here we're trying to harvest. The shrubs, we might be giving those away to friends and family. We might be pulling those up out of the buckets. With the tomatoes, we just come along and see this one here's got a tomato on it, so we'll leave it here. But for instance, you got a branch right here that doesn't have a tomato. We'll clip that down, all the way down on these, and then same thing, we'll strip the foliage off of them, put the leaves and stuff into here, and then put the sticks into there. And about every couple days we'll have to empty that thing of sticks as we slowly descend this garden down. But this right here, you wouldn't believe how full of this is. We put it in here, a couple days later it's all dried and kind of breaks down and gets flatter, and then we fill it up again and then let it break down, fill up again. So the bunching onions and the garlic are doing well. That comfrey just had a big transplant. Tons and tons of sticks. As you can see, the whole thing's getting dismantled. Here's some Malabar spinach. This stuff's really cool. Tons of seeds. This stuff's draping all over the place. That's all from one plant, just vining all through these tomatoes and everything. So some people don't really like the taste of the Malabar so much. IUT don't really like it that much, but I really love growing the plant. It's really cool for Kiddo to grow as well, and Angel loves the flavor of it. So especially when the leaves are young, she grazes on everything out here like a deer out in the woods. Just kind of chews on the leaves as she finds good ones. But the Malabar spinach, we got a couple Delcati squash. We pulled that plant out. That huge pumpkin still running through everywhere here. The Dad Sunset tomato, we did get a tomato off of, but it was green, and we ripened it indoors, and we're saving seeds on it. So we won't have a video on that, but we did get the Dad Sunset, which is this one little branch here, far enough to produce. Look at these volunteers. We threw a bunch of mulch in here, and there's tomato seeds in our mulch. So we're not sure which one they came from or when, but these are all tomato sprouts. Sage will be clipped down. It might winter through. That pumpkin will be taken out. It was just really cool to grow this plant. This is an enormous long vining plant, and we got probably about 40 feet on the length of it, but it's shooting out in all sorts of directions through the fence. These are the three shrubs I was talking about: the densiformis yew, the green beauty boxwood, and then the Golden Unanimous. Those three right there. We really like them. We've had them since the past 5, maybe 6 years. But the problem is now is they're just shrubs. They're, you know, they do better in somebody's landscape. So if we have a family member or a friend, we'll go ahead and dig them up and everything and plant them in their yard starting next spring, but they'll survive the winter out here. Got to take care of these sweet potatoes at some point. Kind of clip them down and see if we have anything going. We were late starting on these, so I don't expect that we're doing anything too well this year, but yet next year for the rematch we'll do really well on sweet potatoes. We're probably going to try those and lean heavily towards those and a little less for potatoes. That flower bin is just crowded. It's got some potatoes in there that came from a potato skin, some extra sweet potato slips, but mostly this is different kinds of flowers that are in there, irises and sweet williams and a few other types. Lemon or sweet mint and lemon balm are both doing really well. They started to go to seed, but we trimmed them way down and they came back. Got some seeds for the Burgundy Okra. That is a tomato that we may still have a chance to test, and it would be our 14th tested, our 15th type to bring production of the year, but this is a Paul Robeson, and I'd really like to see this one come along. We were able to get one off of it earlier and save some seeds on it, so it'll probably be one of the first ones to go out in the yard next year. From what I understand, it's supposed to be the smokiest flavored tomato, and that's something me and Angel, quality in tomatoes that we really like. So, and then here we have just the sedum. This stuff will winter through really well. You can trim this stuff off. It'll grow through rocks. It's considered a stone crop, I think they might call it. But it'll grow right into rocks and everything. So you just clip little pieces off of it, slide it down in there, and I mean, if you're gonna have weeds in your yard or this stuff, you might as well have something that looks cool. It'll change multiple colors throughout the year too. Now that fall's coming around, this stuff goes all red, but it also has green and orange and other different colors that'll come through it, and some hens and chicks. That's tricolor sedum. We moved a couple of these basil sprouts indoors. Our beets never really did anything to come along, but we have taken some plants out. As you guys can see, there's 4 or 5 buckets back there that were plants that have been trimmed down. Most of these are the Aji. We have an ability to be able to pull everything up into the corner really well and then kind of block it off. And then up next to the house too, if we crack this window right here, it lets some heat out and kind of helps out a little bit. But we've been fighting the cold. I would never recommend you really struggle that hard against the cold, because it can really burn you out. It's about this time of year when things are going to collapse anyways. We kind of held it together this go because we had the extra home time and the extra incentive too. So we've been able to get lots and lots of seeds to save this year. We plan on having lots of videos coming up, but I know that we haven't done one in about a week. And so in order to try to keep this around 8 minutes, this is UT and Angel, and I wanted to show you guys our yard as it slowly types a collapse. So we just take the branches from the tomatoes down, strip off the foliage, get it into the mulch. We'll eventually work it into the soil stuff here, which is high in worms in that pink bin back there. And then same thing with the peppers. We kind of pull them all the way up when they don't have any pods or anything going on them. So slow collapse this year in comparison to the other ones. It'd be nice to see some of this stuff make it to November, but I'm guessing probably not. We're about to hit the mid-20s, and when we look at our weather here, we look at the temps. Usually the low is where our yard will hit, because we're on the north side of the building, plus the cold winds when they come from the north, so it kind of buffets this back side. Whatever they say the low is, it usually is. But those dogs are telling me it's time to go, so this is UT and Angel. We love you guys. It is October 19th 2020, and just wanted to show you a quick update on our slow yard collapse, and we'll catch you next time. Love you guys. Thanks for watching.